Hello, and welcome to today's Exadata Virtual Conference. This webinar is brought to you thanks to our Exadata SIG. I encourage you to join the Exadata SIG online today. This is the opportune way to connect with others in the field over the shared interest. In this community, we post relevant blog articles. You may email us to be added to the distribution list or join the community and benefit from our archive section at www.ioug.org/SIGs. Today's first session is Oracle Exadata X6. Technical Deep Dive, Architecture and Internals, presented by Manish Shah, Senior Principal Product Manager at Oracle. Manish is a core member of Oracle Exadata Product Management team that acts as a central resource and driving force for the design, development, and marketing of products and features related to Oracle Exadata Database Machine. He is responsible for driving the development and launching of future generations of Oracle Exadata that integrate high-performance software and an optimized hardware configuration to solve challenging problems related to performance, scalability, availability, and data protection. Some of Manish's key responsibilities include gather inputs from database and Exadata customers, validate and prioritize development plan, write necessary documents to guide development, work closely with development and documentation teams during the development process, ensure that the product's functionality being built is consistent with customer expectations, and work with customers directly, as well as Oracle customer support, sales and sales consulting teams to understand custom engage patterns, help deployment of Oracle's innovative technologies, and improve the adoption of best practices around Exadata, Oracle Database, and relevant Oracle products. Before we begin, I would like to remind the audience to please feel free to submit questions throughout the event via the question chat box on your webinar toolbar. Our speaker will leave some time at the very end of the presentation to address these. I would like to now turn the call over to today's session's presenter. Please go ahead, Manish.
Thank you, Melanie. Good morning, everybody. My name is Manish, and today I'm going to talk about Oracle Exadata Deep Dive, Architecture and Internals with Exadata Database Machine X6. X6 was introduced just recently, less than a month ago, early April. Let's begin. So let's first talk about the vision of Exadata. Exadata vision is simple: to provide a dramatically better platform for all database workloads. It has three big components: the hardware, the software, and the integration, the full stack integration. The Exadata is made up of ideal database hardware because it has a scale-out database optimized compute, networking, and storage for fastest performance and lowest cost. Exadata also has lots of smarts in the system storage software, which includes specialized algorithms that vastly improve all aspects of database processing, which includes OLTP, analytics, and conservation. In addition, Exadata offers full stack integration. So all the way from database to disk is optimized. There is automation, testing, patching, and support to reduce operational cost. And one very important aspect of Exadata is it is 100% identical on-premise and on Oracle Public Cloud, which makes it very easy to port your workload between on-prem Exadata and onto Oracle Public Cloud Exadata. Exadata deployments, thousands of deployments are proven since 2008. Our first Exadata was introduced in 2008. This is the 7th generation of Exadata X6. Half of the deployments are OLTP, half of them are analytics, and many of them are actually mixed workload. Exadata runs all kinds of workload. This includes petabyte warehouses, includes online financial trading systems, complex business applications like SAP, Siebel, PeopleSoft. They run on Exadata. Exadata also is used by many companies to do massive database consolidation. In addition, a lot of the public cloud, SaaS cloud, also uses Exadata. For example, Oracle's own Fusion Apps cloud uses Exadata. In addition, Salesforce SaaS cloud uses Exadata, as well as the SaaS itself uses Exadata for their SaaS cloud. So total five top companies in the world in the category of banks, telecoms, and retailers, they run Exadata. And you can see some of the big names that are Exadata customers on the screen. So now let's take a deeper dive into each of the three components, and we are going to spend some significant amount of time on exploring various software capabilities of Exadata. But let's begin with hardware, and then we'll get into software and full stack integration. So Exadata is made up of ideal hardware architecture for database, which has the most advanced, the highest performing, always available. And the good thing is it starts small and it allows customers to scale use. It's very, very important for cloud deployments. Exadata has ideal server architecture because it uses scale-out compute with fastest CPUs in the market. It has ideal network architecture because it uses unified ultra-fast InfiniBand. It also has an ideal storage architecture because it uses scale-out servers, and it does not use the scale-out storage arrays, but it uses servers that allows us to input intelligence into it and continue to add more and more features year after year. Exadata also includes ideal flash architecture. It uses ultra-fast NVMe, which is the latest interface in the flash technology. PCIe flash drives and flash drives, which the PCIe connects direct to CPU and thereby eliminating many other layers that typically other storage vendors use. In addition, Exadata offers ideal capacity architecture because it tiers a huge amount of flash in front of the 8 terabyte large SAS drives. And so you get the performance of flash with the capacity of large drives. So in a nutshell, Exadata offers ideal hardware architecture for the databases. Now let's take a deeper dive specific into X6 hardware improvements. The changes from X5 are seen in the red. So Exadata offers, in terms of database servers, it now offers 22-core Broadwell top-of-the-line CPU, which has actually more cores than previous generation, which had 18 cores. Now it is 22. It is about 25% faster. And it also has the latest generation DDR4 memory, which is 13% faster. There's no change between X5 and X6 in terms of InfiniBand. And for storage servers, we are also going higher in number of cores, from 8 to 10 core Broadwell CPUs, and it is also 25% faster. Exadata uses 8 terabyte Helium disk drives. We actually, when we introduced X5, it had 4 terabyte drives, so we doubled the capacity last October to 8 terabyte, and now with the introduction of X6, we are actually doubling the amount of flash and making the flash 2 times faster as compared to the previous generation flash that we used in X5. And this X6 uses the 3D VNAND flash technology. We'll take a little deeper look into it in our next slides. But that allows us to offer 2 times larger density and 2 times faster flash. So Exadata, as you may already know, offers 2 types of storage servers. One is a high capacity rack, and other is the extreme flash rack. So high capacity has both the SAS disk as well as PCIe flash, and it has huge amount of flash as well as the disk capacity. The disk capacity is now 1.3 petabytes as in P, and flash cache is 180 terabyte of flash cache. That is in the high capacity storage servers. And extreme flash storage servers has 360 terabyte of PCIe flash. So there's a huge amount of flash, more than a customer would typically can use, and significant amount of processing power in compute servers. So what I just spoke about was full rack details. So let's start with Exadata is also very flexible, and it allows you to start small and scale big. So the smallest configuration you can purchase on Exadata is a quarter rack, which is the minimum high available configuration. And it offers 2 database server and 3 storage servers. And then you can incrementally add a database server or a storage server, one at each time as your needs grow, to make it bigger until you fill up the entire rack. And once you have filled up the rack with the number of database servers and storage servers you need, then you continue to expand if you still need more processing power or storage. Continue to expand by adding more Exadatas and connecting them via InfiniBand and multi-rack them. So it provides a significant scale-out architecture. In addition, we also offer capacity on demand to reduce the need for licensing if customer is looking to license only a certain number of CPUs, as well as we also allow older Exadata machines to expand with the newest generation of hardware. So for example, the X6 has just come out. You may have X2, X3, X4, any of the previous generation Exadatas. You can use the latest generation X6 servers, either a storage server or database server, and can implement and put it into your existing X2 or X3 or X4. So it provides expandability and allows you to reuse your investment. Exadata X6 delivers the breakthrough database I/O performance. So it offers 300 gigabytes per second of analytical throughput, 5.6 million 8K OLTP read IOPS, 5.2 million 8K OLTP write IOPS, 250 microsecond I/O latency at 2.4 million IOPS. So it scales higher. This is just one rack numbers, and as you add more and more rack next to each other, it scales. These numbers are multiplied linearly. And as you can see, the footnote, this particular performance numbers are achieved with elastic configuration, which has the 10 database servers and 12 extreme flash storage servers. With the introduction of elastic configuration, you can customize your Exadata database deployment with just the right number of database servers and the right number of storage servers that is specific to your workload, allowing you to customize it to achieve the best performance that your application needs. Now let's talk about how Exadata fares as some of the other products in the market. So one high-capacity Exadata beats the fastest EMC Extreme I/O all-flash array in every performance metrics. It offers 12 times more throughput, 2.5 times more IOPS, and all of this at actually 2 times faster latency. So in terms of analytical scans, it beats EMC 12 times, OLTP write IOPS 2.5 times, plus EMC's array you cannot scale it by adding them or more. Exadata you can scale by adding racks. So this is just one Exadata comparison with the EMC, but you can add more Exadatas next to each other and continue to scale. Similar comparison with another storage vendor, Pure Storage. We also have significantly more throughput, 33 times more throughput, 4 times more IOPS, and both at 4 times faster latency, which is very, very important. Again, you can't scale Pure Storage either. One of the very important aspects is Exadata X6 pricing has not changed from X5, and in spite, as I said, we are offering 2 times more disk capacity. We are offering 2 times more flash capacity, 25 times faster broadband CPUs, and faster DRAM. all of this you get with no change in price. In fact, we haven't changed Exadata price since 2012 now. So we continue to add more and more features, continue to add more and more better hardware in the system without increasing any price. Plus, minimum database licensing of Exadata remains unchanged. The capacity and demand we used to offer, the number of cores, minimum cores still remains 16 cores for the 8th rack and 28 cores for the quarter rack. And at the same time, when we introduced X6-2 to socket, we also introduced 8-socket Exadata. And the difference between X5 and X6-8, X5-8 and X6-8 is that 8-socket X6 has the X6-2 storage servers. So it's been updated with the storage servers, and the compute server layer remains the same between X5-8 and X6-8. So Exadata offers 2 times value at the same cost. So now let's take a deeper dive into the software. We are going to spend a good amount of time here. So first I want to talk about the smart system software. We'll start with a highlight of the features that existed in Exadata for a long time. And then we will get into some of the recently introduced feature, and then the third category we'll take is the latest features that we introduced with X6, as well as some of the features we will look into are the ones which we are in the process of introducing. So let's start with the basic fundamental highlights, some of the features that exist in Exadata for long. So on the analytics side, we are moving queries to the storage, not storage to the queries. And we also automatically offload and parallelize queries across all of the storage servers without you doing anything. And a combination of these two features gives you 100 times faster analytics. On the OLTP side, the special InfiniBand protocol enables the highest speed and lowest latency OLTP. Exadata offers ultra-fast transactions using database-optimized flash logging algorithm. And the flash logging algorithm, we call it a smart flash logging. It's basically a feature which writes the flash, the log writes into a flash at the same time in the controller cache of the storage controller. That way, any first write will be considered as a log write, and the transaction can move on. And that enables significant improvement in OLTP latency. And Exadata offers fault-tolerant in-memory database by mirroring memory across the database servers. So if you have a crash of a DB server for any reason, you don't spend significant amount of time loading another database server with all of the data that was in memory. So you already have a mirror in place. On the smart storage side, Exadata hybrid columnar compression reduces the space usage by about 10 times. And the database-aware flash caching gives you a speed of flash with the capacity of disk. On the smart consolidation, Exadata gives a priority to the important messages, database messages that provides for a very fast latency. And at the same time, even on the I/O side, the I/Os issued by workload can be prioritized so that the important I/Os are executed faster. And this feature overall results in about 4 times more consolidation of databases in the same hardware. Now let's talk more about some of the features that were introduced in 2015 last year with X5. And just so you know, whether you have X2, X3, X4, X5, or whatever generation of Exadata, all of these features are available to any Exadata generation as long as you are current on your storage software. So this feature is dependent on which storage software version you have. So it's not that only the customers who have X6, for example, can take benefit of these features. So on the smart analytics side, we have improved the scans by 5 times by converting automatically the data into columnar format. Whenever the queries are issued, we move the data into Flash, into columnar format that improves your speed by 5 times. We have also enabled the JSON and XML offload. So if the queries are issued looking for JSON or XML data types, it will be offloaded to storage servers, and that will give us 3 times faster results. On the OLTP side, we have introduced a direct database to InfiniBand access protocol, which basically avoids interfacing with the OS layer as well as the drivers, and the latency is reduced, and it provides 3 times faster performance. We have also introduced the instant detection of node failure by not really waiting for the timeout for the node, and by using the switches to know that the node has an issue that needs to be evicted from the rack cluster. And so this feature helps you, the transaction will know right away that this node is not in the play anymore, and they can be transferred over to another available node. We also provide a sub-second capping of I/O latency by rerouting I/Os to the faster storage. So if any storage component is performing slow, we automatically sense it, and we automatically transfer that to a healthy performing, well-performing device, so that application does not feel any slowness. On the smart consolidation side, we have introduced VMs with S5. And so that allows you to create virtual clusters in the same number of nodes. So, for example, if you have 2 nodes rack cluster, you can create multiple VMs within that 2 node with the use of the two database nodes. And the previously before introduction of VMs. Before introduction of VMs, this was not available. Can someone please mute the line? They
had some email issues.
Thank you. Snapshot for test there. So we have also introduced snapshots for test and dev, which allows, if you have a need for a large database that needs, that's a development database, and there are multiple developers who needs a full copy for doing their testing. Of course, you can't afford to make multiple copies of a large 5-10 terabyte database. The snapshot, storage snapshot, the feature that was introduced in Exadata allows you to make a copy, pardon my voice, make a copy of a database with a copy on write principle. So you will be able to only writing the changes to the snapshots, and that way you optimize on the space. We have also introduced a set flash cache minimum size per database. This is important when you have a database which is very, very important database, but it remains idle most of the time. But when it does need to do the work, it must must perform well. So if you don't have this feature, then the flash memory can be allocated to other databases in the same hardware, but the minimum flash cache size parameter will allow you to dedicate a flash cache for that particular database. So whenever it needs it, it always has it available. We also introduced, after we introduced OVM, in fact, even before we introduced OVM, we always had InfiniBand partitioning that allows you to tie the servers, the database servers and the storage servers with a P key, and it will allow you to provide the isolation between workloads that you, some of your application may need. This is very important for compliance reasons like PCI compliance, and that's a useful feature for that. IPv6 for Ethernet was introduced recently as well. On the smart licensing side, we offer two different features for customers to optimize on licensing. One is capacity on demand, where you only enable the course that you need. And the second is trusted partitions, which if you have created an OVM on Exadata, you can only allocate the number of cores for which you have license for to that particular OVM and use that feature inside that OVM. It acts as a trusted partition, and thereby you can limit the license scope. Now let's review some of the latest features that are introduced in the latest storage software, and we'll also talk about some of the features that are in the process of releasing. So the one with the star have already been released. The one that does not have a star next to it will be released in future or very near future. So let's talk about the smart analytics first. So we talked about converting the database queries out when you query issue a query from the hybrid column compression that satisfy the hybrid column compressions. That the column output would be automatically converted to columnar fashion. That was the feature we introduced earlier. Now we are changing that into in-memory columnar format, and that allows us to optimize on the CPU, and it provides significantly faster CPU performance. We are also introducing aggregation in storage. So operations like sum or averages will now be offloaded in the storage, and thereby providing the faster performance. We are also introducing a set membership using a new type of storage index. So the concept of storage index is it allows you to partition prune the content. So if you are looking for a certain type of data, the storage index allows you to go to specific block where that data exists, thereby eliminating a lot of the other blocks. But that feature was only worked for when the data values are numerical. Now we are introducing the hash hash algorithm into this feature. By using that, it will also be used to do the partition pruning for queries which has, for example, small unique values, for example, state names, and that hash algorithm will allow them to partition prune even those aspects of the queries. On the smart OLTP side, we have this is a very cool feature, which is a smart fusion block transfer that eliminates the log writes when moving blocks between the nodes. So if you have a rack cluster, and if you have a particular small table that gets updated by multiple nodes of a rack cluster, then that particular table blocks needs to be transferred between instances back and forth. But before the block can be transferred, it must be written to the log, and that eliminates latency. That introduces latency. So what this particular feature does is it eliminates the writing of the log. Typically, you wait for the log to be written before it can be transferred to the new instance. In this case, we transferred the block to the new instance, but before we write by the requesting instance, we make sure that the log will be written by the first instance. So this is a very cool feature that provides a significantly improved latency. We are also introducing, by popular customer demand, that we want to be able to upgrade our Exadata with a single command. So today, if you want to update storage cells, compute cells, or InfiniBand switches, you have to patch them individually. We are working on a feature that will automate this with a single command, and it will combine all of this into a single command. We are also working on a feature that will improve the discovery and the rebalance aspects, which will happen 2 times faster. On a smart consolidation side, we also talked about the snapshot in the previous slide, but here we are also working on introducing hierarchical snapshot, where you can create snapshot off of a snapshot, which many different applications that we heard from the customer that they have a need for that particular feature. We are also continue to improve the number of applications that can connect per database node. So with the latest changes, there are two times more number of applications now can be connected to a particular database node. We also have automated VLAN creation. So we have a tool called OEDA, which allows you to create VLAN across multiple VMs, and that process was manual. And this, with this introduction of this feature, we have automated the entire process, and it saves significant amount of time by eliminating the need to do manual process for inputting lots and lots of IP addresses. Let's talk about the availability. This is a new tool feature we introduced with X6 actually. Is now we allow customers to typically the database servers have 4 drives, 600 gigabytes each. We allow now to add 4 more drives, so customer can opt for 8 or total 600 gigabyte drives, which allows them to have more number of Oracle homes if they need it. It allows them to create more VMs, and so that's a feature. The default still remains the same. So database servers will be shipped with the 4 drives, but customer has an option to add 4 more. And you cannot add 1 to individual drives. You have to add out 4. So 4 or 8, those are the 2 options. 2.5 times faster storage software updates. This is a new feature, very, very important. Customer, again, because of the customer demand, we continue to work on improving our patching processes, and we have introduced a lot of parallelism, and with the latest changes, the software updates are applied which are 2.5 times faster, because we apply the software updates across the drives, for example, across the flash devices in parallel, and that optimizes the time. The quorum disk is an interesting and important feature. If you have a quarter rack or an eighth rack, and if you want to house a voting device into a high redundancy disk group, voting device needs 5 storage units to be stored to have a high redundancy, and it was not possible for quarter rack and eighth rack customers. So we have introduced a quorum disk utility, which will allow you to use the 2 database servers in your quarter rack or eighth rack, and along with the 3 storage servers that you already have, making it 5 devices, and it will provide now high redundancy quorum disk group. We also have introduced the storage indexes are preserved on rebalance. So whenever a disk drive fails in a storage server and it needs to be rebalanced, the storage indexes are now preserved. The changes in the code has been done to basically optimize that so that the queries won't even feel a difference, and it will continue to use the storage index optimization that existed prior to the rebalance. So, Exadata, we continue to add more and more features year after year, and I can keep on talking about it. I don't have enough time to cover all of the features, but this slide just gives you an idea about many, many other features that exist in Exadata storage software. How are we doing on time? Okay. 35. So let's talk about the full stack integration, and then we will move into some other topics. So Exadata offers a full stack integration that reduces the operational support cost. And there are 4 aspects to this. We offer all pre-configured and pre-tuned layers, which are fully tested between database, OS, the driver, the firmware, network, servers, and storage. We also offer the full stack support. So there is one database team for Exadata, which is responsible to offer end-to-end support. And we also have a Platinum service that provides 24/7 monitoring, as well as free full stack updates to the Exadata customers. In terms of reliability, the benefit Exadata offers is all of the users run identical full stack. So if any user has reports any issue that gets cured by every customer, it gets put into the software that is used by everybody. As you know, the biggest banks, biggest telcos, and government uses Exadata. So if bank has an issue with the HA, they report it to us. When we fix it, all the customers benefit from it. Similarly, the scaling issues or security-related improvements that government requests, all of the customers get the benefit of those improvements. So Exadata offers, because everybody uses the same full stack, everybody gets the benefit of all the changes that are done to the stack. Same thing for the management. We provide a single tool for the entire stack management that drills down from database to storage and all the way to the hardware. So in a nutshell, Exadata advantages increase year by year. We have introduced so many features since introduction of our first generation in 2008, and our benefit gap slide keeps on getting bigger, and we continue to expand and continue to differentiate ourselves in the market from competition. So whether you look at the software side or you look at the hardware side, we continue to add or pack more and more features into Exadata, making Exadata continue to offer dramatically better platform for all database workloads. So let's now talk about 3 industry breakthroughs that Exadata offers. Let's start with the Exadata Cloud Service. So Exadata Cloud Service offers cloud without compromise. Now, cloud has changed everything because it offers unprecedented simplicity, elasticity, capex savings, and time to market. In fact, cloud is so important that enterprise vendors must have a successful public cloud strategy to survive. But actually, very few cloud vendors do. Oracle is doing very well in public cloud. Oracle is the world's 2nd largest SaaS and PaaS company, and we are rapidly closing in on number 1. That's what Larry Ellison said. But cloud is very important, but the rewriting decades of application to move to cloud is not an option. Compromising the quality of service to move to cloud is also not an option. And a lot of the other vendors that require all or nothing requirement to move to the cloud, which is also not an option. So some of the other competition and some of the other cloud services that exist today, there are two types of cloud services that exist. One, which are based on an established database vendors, and the one which are relatively new. So let's talk about each of them one by one. So the new cloud database are very, very primitive in terms of their technology strength. Primitive because they have none or very little SQL and transaction capabilities. They lack security, analytical security standards, and mixed workload functionality. And even the mature databases that are deployed in clouds are 10 years behind the state-of-art technology because they don't have enterprise class storage. They don't use high-performance fabric. They don't have PCI flash, or they don't have transparent OLTP scale-outs. So in a nutshell, there's a giant chasm between some of these on-prem databases and their cloud offering, and applications must be changed before they can move to the cloud. APIs are different between their on-prem offering and the cloud offering. The licensing model is different, and the quality of service is often compromised. So what we really need is the best of on-prem with the best of cloud, and that's what Oracle Exadata Cloud Service offers. So Oracle Exadata Cloud Database Cloud Service offers full Oracle database with all of the advanced options. When you purchase Exadata Cloud Service, you get all of the database options included in the price of your Exadata Cloud Service subscription. It also offers the fastest and most available database cloud platform, which is Exadata, which uses the scale-out compute, intelligent storage, InfiniBand PCIe flash cache. And very important thing is that we offer complete isolation of tenants with no over-provisioning. Unlike other cloud vendors, if you purchase an Exadata Cloud Service, there is no other customer in the hardware that we provision for you, and that's guaranteed. So there is a complete isolation of tenants with no over-provisioning. Very, very important for cloud customers. In addition, we provide all of the benefits of Oracle Public Cloud, or any public cloud, in fact, which is a fast, elastic, web-driven provisioning. You get your database created in a matter of hours. Oracle experts will deploy and manage the infrastructure. And again, there are no CapEx. You pay on a monthly subscription basis. So in a nutshell, the Oracle Exadata Cloud Service offers the best of on-prem with the best of the cloud option. So let's now take a deeper look into the offering. So as I said, all of the innovations that has happened over the last several decades in Oracle database, and some of the ones are listed on the left side, multi-tenant, in-memory database, real application clustering, active data guard, partitioning, advanced compression, advanced security, real application testing, advanced analytics, management packs, all of the OEM management packs, all of these are included in the price of your Exadata Cloud Service. These are all of the Oracle database innovations. In addition, all of the Exadata database machine innovations on the right side that are developed over the last decade are also included, which is offload SQL to storage, InfiniBand fabric, smart flash cache and log, storage indexes, columnar flash cache, hybrid columnar compression, I/O resource management, network resource management, in-memory fault tolerance, and execution direct-to-wire protocol. So all of the innovations are included in the price of Exadata Public Cloud offering, and it is the most comparable, scalable, and available platform for cloud. Let's review excuse me, Exadata Cloud Service at Customer. This is a new offering we recently introduced where we allow Exadata Cloud Service operated and delivered as a managed service inside the customer firewall. It uses the same cloud interface, APIs, and rapid database provisioning. It offers the same cost-effective subscription and metered elastic pricing model as Oracle Public Cloud, and it includes all of the database license options and Exadata innovations as we just saw on the previous slide. This particular offering is specifically to address the business, regulatory, or network latency issues of moving databases to public cloud. The benefit of this model is that you can use your existing on-prem applications by connecting to your on-prem Exadata cloud machine, or you can load your applications on Oracle Cloud Machine at Customer, which is also another offering very similar to Exadata Cloud Service at Customer. So you have two choices: either you use your application as is, or you can move your applications to Oracle Cloud Machine on-prem and use this use it with Exadata on-prem. Exadata Cloud Service it uses the best of all worlds because it offers the database for all workloads, which includes OLTP, analytics, and mixed workload. It offers the best database platform to run on databases, which is Exadata, and it offers best quality of service. And very importantly, it is identical and 100% compatible whether it is on-prem, whether it is running in a public cloud, or it is running on-prem using the Oracle Public Cloud model at customer, as we just saw in the previous slide. Next, let's talk about shared flash at memory speed. So, shared storage has many advantages over local storage. Shared storage provides much better space utilization. It provides much better security, management, and reliability because the storage is centralized. For databases, it offers great consolidation, very high availability, and rack scale out. If the server fails, databases can be failed over to another database using the same shared storage. And shared storage provides performance benefit that all of the storage connected in a clustering mechanism provides the performance benefit of all the storage that can be achieved by individual database servers. So all of these benefits are proven, and that's why for decades shared storage has been used by many database systems and engineer systems or appliances all over the world. The trouble that we have today that is pronounced for the storage vendor arrays is with the new improvements in flash, the performance are causing 100x bottlenecks across the shared storage stack. So for example, today is the latest NVMe flash cards, which offers 5 GB per second of bandwidth. It will fill up the the fastest SAN link of 40 gigabit with just one flash card. So when you even combine a few flash cards, it is too fast. The bandwidth offered by even the few flash cards is too fast to transfer between servers for the storage arrays, and that's because of the storage arrays I/O path. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, on the left side there is a flash chips. The data must be transferred to the SSD controller, through the SAS and SATA interface to the array heads, and then through the SAN and LAN to the switches, again through SAN LAN to the host HBA before it can talk to the CPU of a database server through PCIe. So there are many steps in between which adds latency, and because of this bottleneck, there's a significant performance that is left on the table, as we see in the next slide. So leading all flash storage arrays achieve under 3% of the total potential flash throughput available because of all the flash drives they have in their array. So if you look at it, Pure Storage only offers 132 megabytes per second of a per flash drive performance. Same way for EMC Extreme.io, if you take a look at how many storage flash drives they have and you calculate what is the effective bandwidth they're able to provide, is 60 megabytes per second. So this is actually a spinning disk level throughput, and you can scale for higher performance. And you can't even share this slow performance because the bottleneck is actually at a server input level. So significant performance is wasted when you talk about using any of the storage arrays. On the other hand, Exadata X6 offers full flash throughput, and it offers actually 5,400 megabytes per second per drive. So it's a significant amount of performance, And it also offers much faster OLTP IOs at 5.6 million IOPS at 250 microsecond latency, even at a 2.4 million IOs. So in a nutshell, Exadata offers memory performance with a shared flash. So if you look at it, there is the Exadata X6 delivers 300 gigabytes per second flash bandwidth to any database server. That approach is close to the DRAM performance of 800 gigabytes per second of a DB server. So the flash bandwidth is now approaching the memory level performance, and this Exadata is able to achieve because we own a full stack. You can't achieve this level of performance if you don't own a full stack. You must move compute to data, the offload feature, for any one to achieve this performance, and that's why this cannot be solved in the storage alone. So in a nutshell, storage arrays can share the flash capacity, but not really the flash performance. So all the flash performance that's there in the storage arrays, the capacity can be shared, but the performance really cannot be shared because of the bottlenecks that we just saw. Now, the shared storage with memory level bandwidth that Exadata offers is really a paradigm shift in the industry because it offers DRAM level throughput with a capacity of shared flash. So we are not even just stopping at that. We actually, now that we have moved the performance bottleneck away from the storage arrays, we need to make sure that it also offers and continue to offer the performance at a compute layer. So the SQL bottleneck moves from IOs to CPU with this much data coming in to the compute layer. So we have actually optimized and redesigned our scan offload for memory throughput by converting the table data into in-memory columnar format in Exadata Smart Flash Cache. And that allows us to provide significantly faster CPU processing because it enables us to offer the vector processing. And also we transfer the same columnar memory to the database nodes to continue to offer the same optimization at the database layer. So in short, this capability continues to uniquely optimize the next generation flash as a memory by providing redesigning the scan offload and providing at a memory level throughput. And let's next talk about the OLTP specific features of Exadata. So in an OLTP world, users demand instant fulfillment of any information need. Today, patience has become an extinct virtue. Customer demand instant product information and immediate actions. Prospect lose interest and move on in seconds. In fact, even employees demand instant results from internal applications. So today's OLTP systems are expected to deliver results in a real-time, all-the-time fashion. They expect the system to scale to any volume. They expect the system to deliver instant results all the time. Even when consolidating databases, when you are consolidating databases to reduce the cost, the expectation still remains the same that, hey, I cannot wait, and the patience is really an extinct virtue. So Exadata uniquely eliminates the bottlenecks to scaling OLTP. So we are going to talk through this in a 3 different sections. So first, we'll see how Exadata eliminates the traditional OLTP bottleneck, which is the random I/O. Then we'll talk about the internet coordination bottlenecks and how Exadata helps there. And then we'll talk about the analytic results. So first, let's talk about the random I/O. So there are a couple of features with the help of unique scale-out storage, which includes ultra-fast PCI flash NVMe protocol, ultra-fast InfiniBand, and ultra-fast database protocol. We offer 5 million database reads and writes per rack at a quarter of a millisecond latency. And Exadata provides unique smart flash logging, which is very, very important for OLTP slowdowns and bottleneck, and it improves the flash logging significantly. For the internode coordination bottlenecks, Exadata offers direct to wire protocol, which we talked about it earlier, that it eliminates the OS as well as the driver layer to talk, so that now that the REST database messages can directly talk to the InfiniBand, as well as the smart fusion block transfer, which eliminates the wait to need to write the log before the block is transferred between the nodes. So that improves OLTP performance significantly. In addition, Exadata delivers instant analytical results directly on OLTP data by offering offload to storage, shared PCI flash, and in-memory database scaling. Now, Exadata uniquely delivers OLTP in real time, all the time. And under this, there are two items. One is, how does Exadata benefit when you are running a mixed workload on OLTP operations? So there are two aspects to this. One is when you have a DB messages at a host, switches, or storage layer, the OLTP messages bypass, the important OLTP messages bypass the previously queued messages, as well as we also provide the prioritization of IOs from database all the way to disk for batch and reports. In addition, Exadata offers the storage offload for the backup operations automatically, so that your database servers are freed up to do the important work, and all of the backup needs are offloaded to the storage servers. And Exadata offers unique prioritization of operations from important database versus less important database perspective by offering the resource management features. There are some unique features that eliminate the OLTP stalls that result from the failed or disk components. So what are some of those features? First of all, Exadata offers the full stack integration, for which allows them the fastest recovery of failed server storage or switches. It has a detection of server failures without a long timeout. As we talked about it, instant detection of fast node that recognizes the node failure at a switch layer, and thereby we are avoiding the timeout. And that allows the rack transactions to know that this particular node has failed and evicted. Similarly, we provide sub-second redirection of IOs to 6 devices, IOs around 6 devices, and it avoids the database hangs that way. In addition, we provide the in-memory database fault tolerance by duplicating the content of the memory into the different database servers. So if the server goes down, there is a memory available already in the another database server. So now let's take a look one step deeper into some of these features. One is execution. Execution is very important because it allows you to let's talk about the issue with the log. When InfiniBand has a great throughput, but the overhead of calling through OS on every message for every OLTP message, it can cause an issue, because even if there is a small lag, it can affect the transaction. So Exafusion actually re-implements the rack fusion by talking directly allowing the database messages to talk directly with the InfiniBand protocol, and thereby it improves the latency and bypasses the networking software stacks, interrupts, and scheduling. Exadata Smart Flash Log. It delivers great I/O throughput for OLTP. Flash delivers a great throughput, but sometimes, occasionally, Flash has 100x spikes in response time, and that can introduce delays. So the Smart Flash Log feature allows the log write to happen at two different layers. One is a flash, second is a disk controller cache, and whatever comes first, the flash log is considered as written, and thereby the transaction can move on. So this feature improves significantly on OLTP side and improves the latency. And this is a pictorial version of a feature we talked about earlier, a Smart Fusion block transfer. If you have two database server nodes in a rack instance that requires frequent updates, the log needs to be transferred from one server to the other server, and it needs to wait for the log to be written before the block can be transferred to the other server, except Smart Fusion actually transfer the block to the next server without waiting for the log to complete, but it ensures that log writing will be complete before the next log is written. So very, very important feature for improving the latency on OLTP transactions.
Manish, I hate to interrupt, but we're actually about to begin the next session. If you could offer closing thoughts and maybe a conclusion.
Sure, thank you. And in fact, I'm sorry we ran out a little bit out of time, but we are done with our presentation. I'm sorry I could not leave any more time for the Q&A, but please feel free to send the Q&As via chat function, and then we'll respond offline. Thank you very much for attending today.
Thank you, Manish, for such a great presentation. As he mentioned, please do feel free to send chats in the chat box, and he will follow up with you, or direct any questions to speakers@ioug.org, and we can pass them along to Manish.